Texans are without power statewide right now. ERCOT says these outages could last all day and into tomorrow. Let's get back to Jason Wheeler for the very latest information. He brought so much critical information to us, and I see that you have a list of tips should you be without power, what you can do while you're trying to stay warm.
It's critically important. I mean, Izzy, you were just telling us how to survive if you get stuck out in the elements, say in your car. Pretty sad that today we're also having to talk about how to survive if you are stuck in your home that hasn't had power for many hours and may not have it for still hours to come. Important to underscore, when we say 2 million customers or so are in the dark in Texas right now, remember, we're talking about a house when we say a customer. So you may have 4, 5, 6 people in that house. So you start multiplying that out. You start with 2 million customers and multiply that out by how many people are in each one of those places. We're talking about a lot of Texans who are dealing with this. So let's get to some of these tips. This tweet comes from Oncor, the electric provider here in North Texas. And believe me, I'm sure it doesn't give them any pleasure to have to put out a tip sheet like something like this when they're in the business of providing electricity. But they know that a lot of people are suffering right now. Staying warm when the power is out. Close the blinds or the curtains on your windows to keep some of that cold out, keep some of that heat in that you've got. Close off your rooms to avoid wasting heat. So keep those doors all around the house shut if you haven't already started doing that on your own. They say wear layers of loose-fitting, lightweight, warm clothing. That's kind of a no-brainer for a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people have been putting on those layers indoors, but we'll mention it since it's on the tip sheet. Eat and drink. Food provides energy to warm the body. Avoid caffeine and alcohol, though, even if you are stuck at home right now. And then stuff towels or rags in the cracks under the doors. Really wise tip there. We asked ERCOT about this earlier today, too. Could you have done more to prepare? Should you have foreseen what was coming? We knew what the forecast was, and they had a good answer about this.
But this event was well beyond kind of the design parameters for a typical or even an extreme Texas winter that you would normally plan for. And so that's really the result is what we're seeing today.
We may continue to see into tomorrow. You can bet there's going to be a big post-mortem on this to figure out things that maybe could be tweaked or done better in the future so that we don't go through something like this again. Again, here's the misery map. This is just in North Texas, 50, 50, 50, 34, 13, 18. These are all the places, all the different power outages being reported just here in our neck of the woods right now. Interesting thing to note about this doesn't capture all of them because Oncor says that they have had a record influx of people trying to report outages. So some of those people haven't even gotten through to be added to this map just yet. So it is even worse perhaps than what the map is showing us, Izzy.
And we're just going to have as best of attitudes as we possibly can. We'll check back in with you a little later. And Reunion Tower standing tall over the snowy streets of Dallas today. Well, tonight it will not be shining the most brightest of all. Its outdoor lights, as well as any non-essential indoor ones, will be turned off to help us conserve electricity and ease the stress on our power grids here in Texas. And of course, today is a holiday, President's Day, so there's no school for many of our school districts. A few have closed, and you can see all closings at the bottom of your screen or on our website. Fort Worth, Arlington, Keller ISDs will go all virtual tomorrow. We're still waiting for word from our other largest districts, including the Dallas Independent School District. And of course, for the very latest on the outages and to check the Oncor map, head over to WFAA.com or download our news app. And let's check in one more time with Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus as we are dealing with dangerously cold temperatures. The low right now, what is it, Pete? 14 degrees?
What's the what?
The temperature right now?
Temperature right now, I think it's 11. We're at 11.
11
degrees.
Just
looking into, this is a major fail with ERCOT. I mean, you talk about dropping the ball, and then do I need to back up a little? And then I was looking at Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma's at a different power network. It's in Southwest Power Pool. They only have 52 outages, 5,200 outages in the entire state.
Better prepared.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a major, you talk about dropping the ball, millions of people are being affected. There's 5,200 homes in Oklahoma, and the weather up there's worse. So it's the way that ERCOT the planning is just horrible, horrible. It's shameful. Wind chill warning until noon tomorrow. Dangerous. This is life-threatening cold, folks. We're looking at wind chills 10 to 20 below zero. A hard freeze warning. The low this morning was 4. My low tomorrow morning is 0. We're looking at, and then a lot of places will be below 0 tomorrow morning. So the hard freeze warning is in effect. We had 3 to 6 inches across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Athens had 6. Emory had 6. Saginaw 4.5, Forney 4. DFW picked up 4 inches of snow. Love Field had a little bit more than 4. 11 right now, Cynthia, in Dallas. It's 7. In Denton, it's 10 in Bonham, it's 13 in Corsicana, it's 15 in Granbury, 3 below in Granbury. That's your wind chill. The wind chill in Fort Worth is 10 below. Denton is 11 below. Wouldn't that be nice if that was correct? It's not. It's 9 below in McKinney. The wind chill factor in Jacksonville is 11 above. In Denton, it's 7. It feels like 11 below. In Dallas, it's 11. It feels like it's 7 below. There we are. Officially at the big airport, 11. We have a northwest wind at 21. Feels like 8 below. That's the measure of moisture in the air. It's 1 below. It's a desert air mass right now. It really is. I mean, that's how dry the air mass is. The pressure right now is falling. So here we go. We're dry right now. We have sunshine. It's been interesting, the streets, some of the streets that were plowed, which I know that's like, 1.5%, but the streets that were plowed, the sun is like beating down on it right now, even though temperatures, are in the single digits or lower teens, and it's melting some of that snow with the cars driving on it. It's the friction that's created. But look at the low tonight. There it is, 0. Frisco's 1. The low tonight in Plano, Richardson, Wiley is 1. Mesquite, Lancaster 1. Benbrook, Aledo, Springtown, Bridgeport 1. Rockwall, Quinlan 0. My low tonight in Celeste is 2 below. Greenville is 1 below. Wind chills tomorrow morning. I mean, it's, 10 to 20, below across the area. This is just the Metroplex numbers. And then as we head through the day on Tuesday, we start tomorrow with some cloud cover around. The clouds really thicken up throughout the day. Most of the day is dry. The pump is just going to be primed tomorrow for this next major winter storm to move in. 6 o'clock, some snow flurries up along the Red River. It's late tomorrow night, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. That starts to move in. That's snow and sleet and freezing rain. Watch this. That's 1 o'clock in the morning Wednesday night. So just after midnight tomorrow night. And there's our snow line. That's our snow, freezing rain, sleet line. And if this thing shifts just a little north, a little south, I mean, if you're in the ice sector, if you will, you're in for some major problems. If you think it's bad right now, unfortunately, things will only worsen as we head through tomorrow night. That's 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's not just all snow. This last event was all snow. Now, we had a little freezing drizzle to start, but it's like in Dallas, I expect a combination of freezing rain, sleet, and snow. To the south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it's probably going to be all ice around Granbury, Cleburne, Waxahachie, maybe a little snow, a little sleet mixed in. Then up to the north, McKinney, Denton, Decatur is probably going to be all snow, and then north up to the Red River. That's at 5 o'clock Wednesday morning, 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. on Wednesday. 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. There's noon on Wednesday. We finally start to dry out as we head through Wednesday night. And again, there's the freezing line. Along that line in south, it's a wintry mix or all ice. Along that line in north, it's a wintry mix or all snow. 1 to 3 there, 3 to 6 everywhere else. Make sure you stay with us. This special digital edition of a News 8 update. We'll be back right after this.
Central Standard Time. You are listening to NOAA All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC 55, serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Hard freeze warning in effect until noon Tuesday. Wind chill warning in effect until noon Tuesday. Rest of today, mostly sunny.